let's kick things off. So absolutely amazing technology. The first question that I think, if I'm thinking I'm a new developer and I'm just starting out, if that technology and ease is available to everyone, surely the big guys out there are just going to use that and beat me to those opportunities. So how, as a first-time developer, can I really effectively use that technology?
Yeah, totally. I think the Class G and Class M development PD rights are not actually being used by the big developers. Most big developers want to spend really quite a lot of money and have sort of quite big lot sizes that they're after in reality. So I think that marketplace around the kind of stuff that we're showing, certainly in that part of the platform, is very much aligned with new development. You know, kind of the purchase prices are much more manageable. The sizes are much more manageable as well. It does highlight some big stuff as well, but it's pretty clear because they're kind of these big lumps like that, and they've got a kind of bright red with kind of huge profit levels but it's big money to kind of get into them in effect. So yeah, I think it's very easy to find those bits that are at the right sort of size and the right kind of opportunities if you're new to it. One of the questions actually in the chat, Craig has just dropped me a note saying, are all the property details that come up on the search results currently on the market, or some of them, or all of them off market to approach cold? So we have both. So the answer to that is we have both. So the search is kind of agnostic about whether it's on the market or whether it's off market. If it's on the market, then there's a little A that pops onto the property to say it's actually on the market. It's on the market to let, it's on the market for sale, and actually either of those kind of would get me quite excited. If it's on the market for sale, obviously you're assuming then that the marketplace knows there's an opportunity with that particular building, which often they don't actually. If it's on the market to let, then you've got an owner that has got an empty building that's probably paying out void rates and this sort of thing. So they've got money going out rather than money coming in. And so if you then come along and say, well, actually, would you be prepared to dispose of it at this time? And could I acquire it off you? And I've got some other plans with it. Then I'd actually be often pretty happy to have a chat to you about that. So the stuff's on the market. If it's for sale, it's there. You can just buy it. Off you go. Thanks very much. It's only, can you buy it at the right price? That's the only question you've got to kind of ask. If it's on the market to let, you may well be able to get it off market for sale if you like. It's on the market to let, but it's off market for sale. And then other buildings that come off the back of that, then are just generally held by people that won't necessarily know what the opportunity is with those buildings. So there's kind of all of it in essence. It's running a search from first principles to say which of the buildings then that would convert. Some of those are on the market, some of them are on the market either sell to let, and others then are off market. And that's then when letter campaigning comes in to say, well, let's go and approach those owners and see if they want to sell. And I think now's a really interesting time for all of that, because obviously with all the kind of COVID stuff going on in the background, there's a whole load of things changing in people's minds and a whole load of motivations changing around stakeholder positions. And actually that question a year ago saying, do you want to go and sell your investment building, may well have been, no, I don't, thanks very much. But actually now I'm thinking, well, I've been locked up in my house for the last 9 months. I really want a bigger garden, I really want a bigger house, and I'm just fed up with where I'm at. And actually, maybe if I sold my investment off, I could go and buy that bigger house or something like that. And so actually all of those changes are kind of going on. And of course, when there's those changes going on, all you need to be doing, making sure that your letter is then back on their desk at that point to say, well, has anything changed? You know, would you want to sell it now? Do you want to sell it now? I think that there's a bigger appetite in the marketplace to do that.
And Cam, over to you. So, you know, in terms of what we've just seen, the information is literally at the click of a button. So what do you think for an investor? You know, is it going to be the opportunity is going to go just really, really quickly, or are people not going to be, you know, so aware of what's going on in the market right now?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to answer your question, but a question for the team. Who would actually like to take Paul home with them? Yeah, one of the reasons Paul and I get on really well is, you know, he brings all the technology to it. And, you know, at Premier, what we do is we just make it simple, really easy. So my answer to you there, Nick, answering that question is, you know, really, there's not a lot of people that will actually make the commitment or make the effort to actually learn what to do with the system. You know, and a little bit of information in property, as we all know, can be quite dangerous. And even if someone knows the overview or has the information, how can they actually really confirm with someone what they've got is a really good deal? So really, it really comes down to fear, not having the information, and not really having people around them where they can actually get that confirmation, which stops them. Because let's be honest, why question that I often ask is, why aren't all the planners who are aware of all of this, why are they not all multimillionaires? Why are they not all financially free? Why aren't all the architects out there? I mean, we've got good architects at Premier Property who are entrepreneurs, but why aren't all the architects out there? Why aren't they doing all this? And that's my view anyway.
Cool. Okay, excellent.
Plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity. Karen, I want to come over to you, as you wrote a question into the chat box. So do you want to ask Paul and Cam the question? And if anyone else has got any questions, obviously you can raise your hand or you can put it in the chat box and then I'll come to you. We don't have much time left here at the Premier Property Club Online, so I really want to make sure that anyone has a question, they get it answered. So Karen, let's go over to you.
Okay, can you hear me?
It's quite quiet. If you can speak up.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so there's this building that I keep seeing. It's like close to the train station, close to the shops, and it looks empty and kind of a bit run down, but it's listed as a BT premise building, so something to do with phones or whatever. And I was wondering, because you mentioned that some companies actually rent the building, they don't actually buy it. Like, does BT usually, do those companies sort of do the same thing? Because I can't find, I've been looking for the actual building contact information online. I can't find anything exactly. And I'm just wondering, is it something that's possible to sort of do, I don't know, is it even worth inquiring about? Because it looks gorgeous, but it's just that I can't find the information
Okay.
on it. Yeah.
So you've seen a building, you're curious about it, you kind of understand what a company that is occupying it, but you don't know how to take it to the next part. So Cam, we'll come over to you, and then Paul will come over to you. So Cam, did you hear that question?
Yeah, Karen, time to have some fun. So you can have a look at land registry, and you kind of become like a private investigator, to be fair. And it is a lot of fun. So you can check in on land registry, find out, if you can find the name of the person who owns it. You can have a look for any liens or charges, any information you can pick on, which you can then, look into further. I would also suggest you go onto the company's house and look at Paul. Can you see that? What I love about Paul and me is Paul's the brains. I just know how to make money, and every time I say something, he's already worked out. Bay comes up with some search criteria in a moment on how to do all this, right? Which is brilliant. So you can go on the company's house and you can check in on there, find out who the director is, have a look at the company records. So, you can find out how much money they're earning, who the directors are. You can follow that on as well. You could go onto the internet. You could find out from there. You could stalk them. I didn't really say that. But you can find out public information there. Go onto LinkedIn, and actually connect with them that way. So there's some avenues for you to have fun with.
Cool. And Paul, over to you.
So I use the free version of Nimbus. If you take the address of the property that you've got, which you can find, all you need is the building number or just the road and the location you're in. There's that kind of search bar across the top. If you put that address into there, it's like Googling it. So it will go and find that location. It'll kind of give you an overhead view of the building you're looking at. It should then, if it's been registered, so if it's changed hands in the last 40 years, and have a big red or big white outline on Nimbus. If you click on the property you're interested in, it'll bring out the information panel. That will show you, if it's in company ownership, it'll give you all the details of the company, give you that link to company's house that Cam's talking about. It'll tell you the size of it. It'll tell you whether it's listed, whether it's kind of got any kind of constraints, whether it floods and this sort of stuff. And then from there, you've got your answer. If you think company ownership, it'll give you the address of the company as well. Okay, I'll take you across into the company's house. You can go and see, as Kam says, it will show you what they do. It will show you who the directors are, show you the set of accounts. If you've got a charge on it, it's got a loan against it and that sort of stuff. If it's in private ownership, then with Nimbus, you can, so Kam's saying, go off to land registry to go and buy your title register to go and find out who the owner is. You can do that through Nimbus too. So there's a little button on the information panel that says buy title register. If you do that, it'll charge £3, same as land registry, and they'll then email you across a copy of the document. And then from there, you can see if it's Mr. and Mrs. whoever, it'll give you their address. You can write to them and say, well, would you be interested in selling it? Kind of one of, talking to Kam here, so one of Kam's tips is then, well, actually, if you know it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith in Clapham or something, then go Facebook them and see, on Company's House, it'll tell you, if it's in Company's House, it'll tell you the age of them as well. So you sort of see, well, on Facebook, there's so many Mr. Smiths, so many Mrs. Smiths, and of the right kind of age, and perhaps try and connect with them through that, or perhaps try it through LinkedIn and this sort of stuff. So you should hopefully be able to kind of get your way through that. If it's a company, Google the company. The company then will come up with, these contact details, and pick up the phone to the switchboard and ask for one of the directors off the thing, saying, can I speak to you about this particular building? And you should really get through if that's the case.
That's a brilliant question, Karen. And I think it really demonstrates the change that you can have when you walk past that building and you sort of think, oh, well, that's a nice building, I wonder. And now you're getting the information to actually move forward to the next step.